Hey there, it's Rusty Nelson, your old Rusty professor, and we are talking watercolor today. And it is, let's look here, vlog 67, episode 30 for season 2. So, wow. Hey, if you're a new viewer, welcome to the vlog and welcome to the channel. I am here to help people get up and running with drawing and painting with watercolor as best they can, especially if you're retired or soon to be retired, or if you're somebody mid-career just needing a good creative outlet. That's what I'm focused on doing, is getting everybody up to speed and starting a creative journey. So that's why you're here watching this, hopefully. Welcome back, returning viewers. I'm actually amazed. I do have a lot of loyal returning viewers that are watching the Talking Watercolors. They all know that, oh, I got a cold. My grandkids gave me a cold. So yeah, I'm definitely here. Well, I lost my train of thought. So that's what happens too when you get to a certain age and you're reaching retirement. Oh yeah, that's it. I am a soon to be retiring college professor. I am about to start my last year in higher education. I've been teaching for 28 years. I've been teaching graphic design since that time, but over the course of the years, I've always been interested in illustration, and I'm old enough that I went through college. I had to learn all the traditional non-digital techniques and processes, just like a studio artist. So I developed a lot of good skills with painting and drawing, and I've always had those skills as a kid. I did a lot of drawing as a kid. So went into high school, went into college, and really started ramping up my time spent with drawing and painting, and even getting started and getting into advertising, where I was working as a graphic designer pre-computer. I was doing a ton of drawing, because everything we did, the designs, the pamphlets, the brochures, the ads, everything had to be drawn by hand with pencils and markers and Sharpies and all that stuff to get it out there to show to a client. So that's where I learned those skills, and that's the kind of skill sets that I am now bringing to this YouTube channel to get it out there for everybody to come in here and learn, mainly because that's one of the key things I learned, I think, coming into higher education, was that everything that I learned as a kid through high school, through college, all of that time, it was really about practice. This is a learned set of skills and things that you can develop no matter what age it is. It's just a matter of sitting down, being dedicated, and working the basic fundamental principles and elements of design, and developing a hand and an understanding for mark making. And then you're off to the races after that. It's just a matter of picking the subject matter of things you want to do and give it a shot and go. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm doing free video tutorials on all of the basic fundamental things that I essentially go through with my observational drawing course up at the university. That's one of the classes that they gave me. Even though I teach in design, I teach the full range of studio and design students and non-majors up at the university, getting them up to speed. And I know for a fact that it's doable, because I've done it for so many years that I think I have identified the skill sets and the things that students need to know. And that's not to say that it's not frustrating as they're learning these fundamental things, because it can, I mean, you're sometimes really creating some really ugly stuff for quite a while as you're developing an understanding and a visual vocabulary for those things that you want to be able to do once you cross that learning curve and get into a point where you're really starting to be creative and using those elements and principles in a creative way and starting to do some pretty cool things for artwork. So most of the things I do in this channel are quick little tutorials, quick as in anywhere from 30 minutes to a little over an hour, that you can go in there and watch, speed it up. You know, I've been on YouTube for about a year and a half, almost 2 years. Oh, it's coming up on 2 years. In January, it'll be 2 years. So I've messed around with a lot of different things, shooting videos. My tech has improved over the last year and 8 months, and things are getting better. I'm still learning new things all the time. I'm slowly, and that's why I do a lot of these vlogs and podcast things, is just to get on screen and practice more. Let's see here. I am about ready to start the new semester. I think I mentioned that already. And I have thanked a lot of people in some of my recent videos. My recent video this last Saturday was a quick little ink sketch from pure observation of a photograph, right? I didn't do any sketching or anything. It was just pure ink drawing. And then I came in and did an ink wash on top of it. So it was a fairly fun, quick little tutorial. I did it in a sketchbook. And in that, I was definitely thanking people for the comments and the ideas. And I do really like those comments because they do give me a lot of ideas. And I do have several that are on my to-do list, like doing a frog. Now I got a cat pet portrait to do. I've been meaning to do a dog pet portrait for ages, and that's on my to-do list as well. And I've been doing a lot of faces for my drawing day demos and tutorials. So yeah, next Saturday, and I am still just doing a 1 a week tutorial schedule right now until yeah, I had to kind of squash the 2 a week for a while. This summer has been crazy, so I hope to get back to a 2 a week. But right now I've scaled it back to 1 to focus a little better on the tutorials that I am producing and get them out there. And this coming week, this coming Saturday, I'm going to do a tutorial with drawing a face using a blocking shape and silhouette technique and method that I've mentioned several times before. So yeah, I have a whole host of things to do. Oh, I also have a tutorial. Somebody's giving me crap because my sketch in my sketchbook of the crab, it's like, really just drawing with Sharpies? I think they were just poking at me. They weren't being mean or anything, but just not using really expensive art tools and things like that. Sorry, I've got a cold. So yeah, somebody was poking at me about that tutorial drawing with just using a Sharpie. I use the Sharpie mainly because it's indelible ink. It won't run and go all over the place when I introduce the watercolor wash on top of it. But that got me out there to dig out some of my old pen and ink nibs, and I need to order some indelible ink that I can dip it in and draw with that. I really do like drawing with pen nibs and things like that. I think it creates, there's a lot of sensitivity to the line when you're using a nib. I have like an old Rotring art pen I need to get some cartridges for. I've done a lot of drawings with it, but I think the traditional nibs, depending on the nib size you get, you can really get a nice broad range of really fine lines and thicker lines just by the use of pressure. So that's going to be coming up really soon as well. So yeah, I think I've got a good month and a half of ideas that everybody has given me with comments to work on, and I can get out there. I'm going to continue working on the faces. I've been spending a lot of time this summer really working on doing any number of methods and techniques that I've seen on YouTube. Give them YouTube and Instagram and or YouTube Shorts. I've seen just tons and tons of Luma stuff. Haven't seen as much Riley. It's been mostly Loomis. So I'm definitely think the algorithm is feeding a lot of that stuff to me, but I really do have a lot more success, I think, with capturing the likeness of the faces that I'm drawing by using this blocking and shape technique. So keep an eye out for it on Saturday, this coming Saturday, and I think you'll like it. Let me know. Drop me some comments about that as well. Like I said, I can draw a pretty good face, and I've been working with those younger faces because they are such I think you have to have a lot of sensitivity in getting all the modeling and everything just right. And then because you can't rely on all the old creases and crags on a face like you might look at if you're looking in a mirror like I do. So those young faces, those pretty faces are difficult. So those I think really do challenge your sensitivities to positioning and shapes and your attention to detail and observation. So that's coming up, and I don't catch a likeness that often. That I think that's my ultimate goal, is to get better at just catching a likeness and capturing the essence of a specific person. I can get a general person, but that specific person likeness it's a challenge. It's tough. So it takes a lot of practice, and that's what I've been working on. And that's what I hope to bring, that type of information to you as my skills grow and increase as well. So yeah, I've been professor 28 years, and I'm still working on my skill sets and learning to be a better artist and illustrator and designer. Every year, a new start of a school year always brings in that desire to improve skill sets and find those new things that you want to bring to students. So that's where I'm at with what I'm doing on the channel. I'm still working on, I'm about almost have it ready to go, the exercise calendar that I'm going to put out on Gumroad for everybody. And then I'm going to have a kind of an extended version of it. It's going to be a multiple page document with suggested videos on my channel that you can go out and watch in regards to a calendar of working through 15 weeks. So that's a little more of an extended, been putting a little more copy and stuff into that. The other one's just a straight up calendar. It's like a calendar of assignments you might see in a syllabus. The other is a little more of a syllabus-like look at those 15 weeks and the things you're going to be doing and learning. So almost done with those two things. They're going to be up on Gumroad real soon, so you can go out and buy those if you're interested. And again, I'm probably, as soon as school starts and can kind of get into a rhythm, I'm going to do a Saturday or a Sunday live stream. I'm going to start doing that. The first couple may be out, it's going to be, I think, open to everybody as I figure out my first few live streams. But once I get that kind of up and running, I'm going to put that behind a Patreon paywall. So if for that $5 a month membership, you're going to have then access to the live stream, and you can come in and drop some comments into the live stream area, and I can hopefully react to them live and tell you what you're doing. I really have a desire to maybe see that maybe be a little more of a vlog or a video back and forth with people able to show me some of their artwork. You can get maybe a quick critique from me on how you're doing, the things you need to work on. So that's the plan, and that's where I'm hopefully going with that. And I've talked for almost 15 minutes. By the time I edit, and it should be under 15 minutes. Anyway, I really do hope you got something out of today's visit. I have been all over the board. I actually had some talking points to go by, but it was definitely a wandering, meandering talking watercolor today. So I do hope you got some value out of this today. And if you did, please give me a like and a subscribe. Drop me those comments. They're very important. And if you think I'm doing anything out here with all these free videos and tutorials on drawing and watercolor that is a benefit, and you would like to support this channel financially, head over to my Patreon channel, drop me a $5 a month membership, which will soon have some added benefits. I do appreciate it. It helps a lot. And I'll see you in the next Talking Watercolor.